Welcome back to Gambling Flow, your daily dose of all things casino, poker, and sports betting. I'm your host, Russell Kane.
And with me, as always, the amazing Fiona Bleak.
And today...
Today, we are diving deep into a topic that's been making waves: online gambling.
Yeah, everyone loves the excitement of a casino, the roulette wheel, the anticipation of a winning hand, but online platforms...
They're exploding in popularity.
Are exploding in popularity, so it's high time we took a closer look at what makes this digital landscape tick.
Absolutely. The convenience is undeniable. It's like carrying a casino in your pocket, available anytime.
24/7.
But that ease of access.
It does raise some questions.
It does raise some serious questions about the potential risks and how we can ensure a fun, safe experience for everyone.
For sure. And, one thing that really struck me while we were researching this...
Oh, what's that?
The sheer scale of it all. Did you know there are over 3,000 online casinos in the U.S. alone?
No way.
Vying for players' attention. That's more than triple the number of brick-and-mortar casinos across the entire country.
It's mind-boggling, isn't it? It really highlights how fast this industry is growing.
It does.
But it also means we need to be extra careful. With so many options, it's hard to tell the good guys from the shady operators.
It's like the Wild West out there. So how can our listeners navigate this digital frontier and find a site they can trust?
Well, one of the first things to look for is licensing and regulation.
Ah,
Reputable online casinos will be licensed by recognized gambling authorities.
makes sense.
This should be easy to find, usually in the footer of their website.
Okay, so we're talking about bodies like the UK Gambling Commission or the Malta Gaming Authority?
Exactly. Those are the ones. These organizations have strict standards for online casinos. They make sure everything is fair, transactions are secure, and responsible gambling practices are in place.
Right. If a site isn't licensed,
Major red flag.
major red flag. What else should our listeners be on the lookout for?
Game selection is a good indicator.
Okay.
A trustworthy casino will have a wide range of games from top software providers.
Names like...
You know the big ones? Microgaming, Net and Playtech?
Yeah.
If a site only has a handful of games and they're from providers you've never heard of, that's a sign to be cautious.
Got it. So a good library of games is key.
Yeah.
What about the website itself, the overall look and feel?
That's important too. A professional-looking website, a user-friendly interface, that's what you want.
Right.
It should be easy to navigate. You should be able to find information quickly and contact customer support without any hassle.
Speaking of customer support, that's got to be crucial.
Absolutely. If something goes wrong, you need to know there's someone there to help.
Right.
A reliable casino will offer multiple ways to reach them: live chat, email, phone.
Yeah.
And they should be responsive and helpful in dealing with any issues.
So we've talked about licensing, game selection, website design, and customer support, all essential when checking out an online casino. But let's shift gears to something even more critical: player safety.
You're talking about responsible gambling measures, right?
Exactly. This is where it gets really interesting.
It does. What kind of things are online casinos doing to protect their players?
Well, for starters, they should have strong age verification procedures.
Of course, that's crucial.
No underage gambling. And they should offer tools for players to set limits,
Yes. Limits on deposits, wagers, losses.
giving players the power to manage their spending and prevent things from spiraling out of control.
Exactly. And reputable casinos will even offer self-exclusion tools.
Oh, right.
This allows players to temporarily or permanently block themselves from the site if they feel their gambling is becoming an issue.
That's a really responsible feature.
It is. It shows the casino cares about its players' well-being.
Yeah, but let's be real. Even with all these safeguards, the online environment presents its own unique challenges when it comes to responsible gambling.
Absolutely.
It's what I find fascinating about this whole topic. You have this incredible technology connecting people from all corners of the world, offering an exciting gaming experience.
Yeah.
But there's also the potential for misuse, for addictive behaviors to be amplified.
You're absolutely right. One of the biggest concerns is how easy and fast it is to place bets.
Right.
In a physical casino, you're handling chips or cash.
Yeah.
But online, it's a click of a button.
It's almost like playing a video game.
Almost.
Yeah.
And that can lead people to lose track of how much they're really spending.
That's a great point. It's like the digital environment can almost detach you from the reality of money.
Exactly. And that's why it's so crucial for players to be aware of their behavior and set clear boundaries for themselves.
So what advice would you give our listeners who are new to online gambling?
Good question. First and foremost, choose a reputable online casino.
Do your homework?
Do your research, read reviews, make sure the site is licensed and regulated by a recognized authority?
Don't just jump at the first flashy offer you see.
Exactly. Take your time, vet the casino thoroughly.
Okay, once you found a site you trust, what then?
Set a budget
A budget.
and stick to it. Don't chase losses.
Ah.
And always remember, gambling is a form of entertainment, not a way to make money.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but the house always has an edge.
Always. And finally, don't be afraid to take breaks, step away from the screen if you feel yourself losing control.
It's all about staying in control.
Exactly. You are in control of your gambling, not the other way around.
These are all fantastic points, Fiona.
Thanks.
There's so much to consider when it comes to online gambling, but for many people, it's a fun and enjoyable activity when done responsibly.
Absolutely. Moderation and awareness are key, as with anything.
Couldn't agree more.
We've talked about responsible gambling and finding a site you can trust.
Right?
But now I'm curious about the tech behind it all. The gears that make this digital gambling world go round.
Yeah, what's happening behind the scenes to make this all possible?
Well, one of the key things is random number generators.
RNGs.
RNGs, exactly. They're these sophisticated algorithms that ensure the outcome of each game is completely random and fair.
So whether it's roulette, blackjack, slot machine spin,
It's all random.
it's all down to the RNG.
Exactly. It's like having a virtual dealer who's always impartial.
Okay, I've heard the term RNG before, but honestly, I don't really get how they work.
Well, they're complex, but essentially they use math to generate a sequence of numbers that can't be predicted.
So no one can manipulate the results.
No, and these RNGs are rigorously tested by independent third parties.
To make sure they're up to scratch.
Exactly. They need to meet the highest standards of fairness and randomness. This gives players confidence that the games aren't rigged.
Which I imagine is a big concern for people.
It is, and transparency is super important here. Reputable online casinos will be open about their R&Ds and how they're tested.
So if a casino is upfront about their RNGs and the audits they've undergone,
That's a good sign.
that's a good sign. Okay, so RNGs for fairness. What other tech is shaping online gambling?
Well, blockchain technology is starting to make waves.
Blockchain, the tech behind Bitcoin and all that.
That's the one. It's being used in a lot of different ways, but one of the main applications is in something called provably fair games.
Provably fair games. Now that sounds interesting. How are they different from regular games?
Well, they use the blockchain to allow players to verify the fairness of each game's outcome themselves.
So you don't have to just trust that the RNG is working properly.
Exactly. You can actually check for yourself that the results are legit.
That's pretty cool. It removes any doubt about whether the games are rigged.
Exactly. It's all about giving players peace of mind.
So blockchain for transparency and fairness. What about things like transactions?
Well, that's where cryptocurrencies come in.
Right, Bitcoin and the like.
Using crypto for deposits and withdrawals can speed things up a lot.
Because crypto transactions are generally faster than traditional methods.
They are, and they can be more secure too.
Interesting. So we've got RNGs, blockchain, crypto, all this tech working behind the scenes.
It's a constantly evolving landscape.
It is. And it makes me wonder about the role of regulators in all this.
They have a big job. They need to make sure everything is above board, fair, and safe.
So they're like the referees, making sure everyone is playing by the rules.
Exactly. They're responsible for licensing operators, setting standards for responsible gambling, and protecting players from fraud.
I imagine it's tough keeping up with all the new tech.
It is. They need to stay ahead of the curve and make sure the regulations are relevant and effective.
So it's not just about setting the rules, but also adapting them as technology changes.
Absolutely. And they also have to deal with the fact that online gambling is global.
Right, with players and operators all over the world.
It requires international cooperation to make sure everyone's on the same page.
Sounds like a challenging job. But it's good to know they're working to keep the industry fair and safe.
It is. And they're getting better all the time working with the industry to find solutions that work for everyone.
So we've talked tech, we talked regulation, but let's bring it back to the player. What advice would you give someone who's thinking of trying online gambling for the first time?
Start slow, do your research, and gamble responsibly.
Starting slow sounds sensible. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement.
It is. Don't feel pressured to bet big. Start small. Get comfortable with the games.
And you mentioned research. What kind of research should people do?
Well, as we said before, choose a reputable casino.
Licensed, regulated, all that.
Yes. And look for a site that offers a good variety of games and has strong security measures.
So don't just chase the biggest bonus offer.
No, find a site you trust that fits your style.
Okay, once you've found your site, what then?
Take the time to learn the rules of the games, the betting options, all the features the site offers.
So don't just jump in blind.
Don't, and most importantly, set a budget and stick to it. Don't chase losses. Take breaks when you need them.
It's all about being in control.
It is. Remember, gambling should be fun.
Right, it shouldn't be a source of stress.
And if you ever feel like it's becoming a problem, don't hesitate to reach out for help.
Absolutely. There are resources available for people who are struggling.
There are, and we'll make sure to include some links in the show notes.
Perfect. So we've covered responsible gambling, finding a trustworthy site, the technology, and the regulators.
We've explored a lot.
But what about the future? What's next for online gambling? What exciting developments are on the horizon?
Well, one trend that's already making waves is virtual reality gambling.
VR gambling.
VR gambling, exactly. It's like stepping into a casino from your own home.
Wow.
You can interact with other players, experience the thrill of the games in a fully immersive 3D environment.
That sounds incredible. Like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It does feel futuristic, but some online casinos are already offering VR slots roulette poker.
Really? So you
Hopefully.
could put on a headset and feel like you're actually in a casino.
Exactly. It could be a game changer for the industry, bringing the convenience of online play together with the social and immersive aspects of a physical casino.
I can see how that would be a big draw for players.
Yeah,
Especially those who miss the atmosphere of a real casino.
absolutely. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. VR gambling has huge potential.
So VR is one to watch. What else is on the horizon?
Well, artificial intelligence AI is starting to play a bigger role.
AI. That's a powerful technology. It seems like it's impacting every industry these days.
It is. And in online gambling, it can be used to personalize the player experience.
Personalization. That's a big thing now.
Yes.
Everyone wants a more tailored experience.
Exactly. And AI can help deliver that. By analyzing player data, AI algorithms can identify patterns and preferences.
So they can figure out what games you like, what kind of bonuses you prefer.
Exactly. And then the online casino can offer you customized recommendations.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Instead of getting bombarded with generic offers, you'd receive something more relevant to you.
Exactly. It's all about making the gambling experience more engaging.
So AI for personalization, what else?
Well, AI can also be used for responsible gambling.
Oh, right. We talked about that earlier. But how can AI help with that?
AI algorithms can be trained to spot patterns of problem gambling behavior.
Like what kind of patterns?
Things like increased spending, chasing losses, playing for extended periods.
So AI can act as a safety net identifying players who might be at risk.
Exactly. And then the online casino can intervene.
Offer support, restrict access.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool for promoting responsible gambling.
That's good to hear. It seems like technology can be a force for good in this industry.
It definitely can.
So AI VR, what other exciting developments are out there?
Well, the metaverse is generating a lot of buzz.
The metaverse. Now that's a whole other level of futuristic.
It is, but it has the potential to completely transform online gambling.
How so?
Imagine a persistent virtual world where players can interact, explore casinos, attend events, own virtual assets.
It's like a whole virtual world dedicated to gambling.
Exactly. And some believe it could be the next big thing for the industry.
It's bold vision.
It is. But with the way technology is advancing, it's certainly not out of reach.
This is all incredibly exciting, Fiona. It seems like the future of online gambling is full of possibilities.
It is, and I think we've only just scratched the surface. As technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more innovation.
But as we embrace these advancements, it's important to remember the importance of responsible gambling.
Absolutely. Technology can enhance the experience, but it's up to each player to gamble responsibly, set limits, seek help if needed.
Well said, Fiona. It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of online gambling. Thanks for sharing your insights.
It's been my pleasure.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you found this episode informative.
Remember, the more you know about online gambling, the better equipped you are to make smart decisions and have a safe and enjoyable experience.
If you're ever in doubt, don't hesitate to reach out for help. There are resources available.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
This is Gambling Flow signing off for the day. I'm Russell Kane.
And I'm Fiona Blake.
We'll be back tomorrow with another exciting episode. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this episode, leave a comment, and share it with your friends.